Hey, what's up? In this video, I'm going to show you 5 ways to play the B flat major chord on your guitar. It's going to be the same thing whether you play an acoustic or an electric guitar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the proper fingerings, the voicings, correct technique so that this chord is going to be easy for you, easy to learn it. And yeah, so let's just jump right into this and let's get started. So the first voicing we're going to do is going to be right here on the 3rd fret. So what we're going to do, in fact, you can just do like this. Play like an A major chord. You should already know this one, and just slide it up. That's it. But don't play the 1st string, 5th string, or 6th string. Okay? Super, super easy. And as far as fingers go, I got my 2nd finger, the middle, on 4th string 3, your ring finger on 3rd string 3, and then your pinky on 2nd string, 3rd fret. Okay? You can also bar this. Now, if you see the notes on the diagrams, you'll see that this one is not in root position, meaning the B flat of the B flat chord is not the lowest sounding note. So we have notes, we've got a D note, a B flat, and then an F. So this would actually be a B flat / F chord, like I drew it out, right? And all that means, play the B flat chord, but then have an F note in the bass. And if you can see my fret hand, so if you're like strumming, if you're wanting to strum on this one, this voicing will be a little trickier. You can see over here, I can actually hold the string so I don't go, not good, okay? And yes, of course, you can, if you can actually play the chord and have your finger barely touching on purpose. Okay, so that is an option. Sweet. All right, so this is the first way to play the B flat major on your guitar. And as far as the technique goes, see how the guitar neck is slanted up. If you've seen any of my videos, it's always the same thing, okay? But it always needs to be said. The neck goes up. It is not here or down, okay? If you do that, you'll end up having to reach out like this. You're going to kink up your wrist. And we need the curvature to be in your fingers, not the wrist. Okay, the wrist needs to be straight. Very simple concept. And then your index finger should never be on the outside. I meant to say your thumb should never be on the outside of your index. So if that's you, I already know you're struggling to play your chords. Okay, so there you go. Now, if your chord changes are kind of slow, you may consider checking out my free PDF download and video training on how to speed up your chord changes in less than 30 days. I'll walk you through the process step by step, and we'll fix this problem once and for all. So I'll have a link in the description below, so you can check that out, and let's fix this problem if that is you. All right, moving on. So this next way, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and this one's going to be a bit more popular, and we're going to play this E shape type chord. So what's going to happen is put your 1st finger on 6th string, 6th fret, ring finger on 5th string 8, pinky on 4th string 8, and then your middle finger on 3rd string 7. And you can see with the chord diagrams, I have them all up here for you, so it's nice and easy. We're just going to do that. We're not going to do the bar just yet. Play those notes. And if you're on the fingertip of your index finger, it'll actually mute the strings 1 and 2, which is nice. So you could actually strum all the strings, and then those 2 that we're not worrying about are not even getting played, or they're not even sounding out. Now, before we move on to the bar chord, if you can't do this with one motion, you should not be trying to do a bar chord. So if you're going like this, putting one finger on at a time, chords will always be slow. You need to do it one motion and just hover right above, train your fingers to be able to do this, and then boom, right there, okay? Cool. So when you do move to the bar chord, that's the next voicing. What we're gonna do is same thing, squeezing straight in, but then your index finger is gonna push to the side. And that's gonna give us that little high end right there. Okay? You can also pick the notes one at a time to find any problems. So if a certain note is not ringing out, you can try to sort that out. find I'm going just a little too fast, I have an article that I wrote up on my website about this chord that'll have the chord diagrams, but then also I have a bit more information as far as what chord progressions sound cool with this chord, what keys use the chord, a few songs that are easy enough that you can practice with this, as well as what are the notes inside the chords that we can really understand what's going on with this chord, and we can level up your guitar playing and your musicianship at the same time. So you may want to check that out. Now, another voicing is what we're going to do is we're going to go like this. And I actually wanted to give you this one first because for a bar chord, this is way easier to do it here than over here. This is the hardest place to play your bar chords, and this is where everyone starts. Okay, so that's why I did not give that to you earlier. So what we're going to do now is you can practice doing that with just a ring finger, and then boom, we're going to add your index finger on 5th string 1, which is a B flat note, and now we're going to play this in root position. And the same thing applies, right? Thumb right here, okay? And what's happening is I'm trying to keep my wrist straight. The knuckle right there is going up, scooping in. Okay. So we went over 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's your 5th one. This one may be a little tricky if you're on an acoustic guitar that does not have a cutaway. What we're going to do is we're going to come all the way up here to this note. It's the 5th string 13. That's a B flat. And we're going to go like this. All right. So here we go. Pinky on 5 string 13. Ring finger on 4th string 12. Then your 2nd finger is on 2nd string 11, and then we're going to be barring on, it really needs to bar on strings 1 through 3, but you can see that just the position of my hand, that's actually, I'm barring all the way up to the 5th string. It's not doing anything, but it would just be a bit trickier to do it like that. So. And just like I've already said, if you have to go like this, it's always going to be tricky. And I get when you first do it, like if you just did it with me, that's what you had to do. That's okay. It's always where you start. But then what I want you to do, and you can't see this from this angle, but I want you to just barely lift off, like this much. And then push it back down. Train your hands to stay in this position. It's kind of like when you lift weights and you got the dumbbells and you're balancing the weights. That's what's happening with the stabilizer muscles. We're working on those bad boys, okay? Sweet. So now you know a couple ways to play the B flat chord on your guitar. Go nice and slow with this. Don't rush it. You may, be on this one for quite a while and then finally graduate to this guy. This isn't a race, but you can come back to this video again and again, and hope this was useful for you. Hope it was helpful. Let me know in the comment section below if you liked it or if it totally sucked and you didn't understand I went too fast. That is okay. And we'll hope to see you in another video.